Alright, you guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody is doing well today. As we all know, Battle Hour 2024 is happening soon, specifically on the 28th of January. We're going to be getting the Dragon Ball Games producer panel with Ryu Mitu and Masayuki Hirano. Everybody's looking forward to this specific panel here because I'm assuming we're going to be getting the Dragon Ball Z Kakarot and Sparking Zero news/info. Now, before we go any further, I do want to make it clear, because I know not everybody watches all the videos, which is totally fine. These Dragon Ball panels will not be live streamed. It's already been confirmed that we're going to be getting video archives, meaning they're going to be uploading these videos to their channels after the event. I know not everybody agrees with this, but it is what it is. So a while back, they stated that they're going to be answering fan questions on the day of the event. However, I do want everyone to be aware that they're not only going to be answering questions from the people attending this event. Everyone else at home also gets a chance to ask some questions. You can see that they added this link here. If we go ahead and click on that, it will take us to the official Dragon Ball Games page. And they said, do you have questions for the producers who worked on some of the most renowned Dragon Ball video game series? Ask them here before January 14th, and you could receive an official reply in the next Dragon Ball Games Battle Hour. At the time of uploading this video, which is January 13th, we still have some time to submit our questions. So if any of you guys have questions you want answered, now it's not confirmed that they're going to be answering every single question, but there's a chance that they could be answering your question. Be sure to submit them under this specific tweet right here, because I think this is the only place where they're accepting questions, right? So for today's video, we're going to go ahead and go through the community's questions. I think this will be fun, but before we do all of that, of course, I went ahead and asked some questions myself. Make sure to drop a like on the video. I'll greatly appreciate it, and let's hop straight into it. Will Dragon Ball Sparking Zero have offline local multiplayer? Now, a lot of people are asking this, which is totally fine, because I feel like the more people ask, the more they're inclined to answer. Now, a lot of us still have faith, even though it's technically been confirmed, I guess you could say, because over here on the official Sparking Zero website, it does say single player offline and multiplayer online. Even on the Steam page right down here, single player and online player versus player. However, again, a lot of us do have faith because they kind of did this with Naruto Storm Connection. You can see that local offline split screen isn't anywhere to be seen. However, if we do play the game, there's in fact local offline multiplayer. So it could be the same case as Storm Connection, where it just doesn't state that anywhere at all, and then where we end up playing the game, it's there. That's what we're hoping for. Plus, I do think it's great to get an official confirmation from the actual producers/developers, and then this whole situation will be done and over with, right? For the second one, will Dragon Ball Sparking Zero have game modes from the original series? Different tournament modes, because in Budokai Tenkaichi 3, we had the Martial Arts Tournament, the World Tournament, the Cell Games, the Hercule Tournament, the Other World Tournament, and if we see this again in Sparking Zero, we could potentially get a Tournament of Power tournament. You know what I'm saying? So if we can get this, that would be extremely fun, as well as other modes like computer versus computer. I know not a lot of people care about this, but a lot of people still do at the same time. We can settle all the debates in Sparking Zero. Full Power Jiren versus Full Power Super Saiyan Broly at max settings. Increase the difficulty up to level 9. It would just be a fun time. And as well as team battles. Now, not in the sense of Xenoverse, where it's like 2 versus 2 on the battlefield at the same time, or even 3 versus 3. Back in the day, again, we had team battles, but it was a team of 5. 1 versus 1. If the opponent defeats you, you'll go ahead and switch to your second character, and, you know, it just goes on until all 5 of your characters are KO'd. And of course, etc. with all the other modes I can't really think of off the top of my head. Comment them down below in the comments. But going back to the tournament modes, of course, each one would be a bit different. For example, Cell Games, Cell would be the final boss. Tournament of Power, imagine a rule where we can't fly and all 10 universes are on the battlefield at the same time. I don't think that's possible at all, but technically like a battle royale, right? That would be extremely epic. I guess you could say this question kind of correlates with the first one just because offline multiplayer is a different mode, but I felt like I had to ask this one separately just to get some clarification because a lot of people are looking forward to a local offline multiplayer. As for my third question that we have here, will Dragon Ball Sparking Zero story mode be focused on Dragon Ball Super? We have to think about this one because based off all the previous Dragon Ball games, for example, DBZ Kakarot, that was literally the anime but in video game format. It's an epic game. And Dragon Ball FighterZ, it had its very own random storyline. I know not many people enjoyed the storyline. Many people just played FighterZ because of the actual gameplay, but there was Android 21. The character is cool, don't get me wrong, but the story itself with like the villainous fighters clones, I don't even know. I don't think I fully played it before, but it was completely different. That's what I'm trying to say. Same thing for Xenoverse 2. It had its very own continuity with the Time Patrollers, the Time Breakers, Mira and Toa trying to destroy everything with the different time rifts and timelines. And Dragon Ball The Breakers, I guess you could say that one correlates with the Xenoverse continuity. But what I'm trying to say is we never got a full-fledged Dragon Ball Super story mode game, right? If we take a look at all the previous older games like Tenkaichi, Budokai, Burst Limit, Raging Blast, Battle of Z, all those were following the original Dragon Ball Z anime formula, right? I think we need one of those, but for Dragon Ball Super. Am I the only one who thinks that? I mean, that could potentially happen in Sparking Zero with the different sagas. So we can get an OG Dragon Ball saga, a Z saga, GT, and Super saga. These were my 3 questions. Now let's go over the community's questions that we have down here. First, we have the homie, the Doctor. Will Dragon Ball Sparking Zero have split screen multiplayer? Again, a lot of people have been asking these questions. We do have a bunch, by the way, 490 different replies. No way. So there's that one once again. We have the homie Slow Plays. Will Sparking Zero have playable giant characters? So of course, if you don't know, in the original series, we had giant characters like the Great Uzaru, Kurudagon, I believe, but seeing those guys back in Sparking Zero would be pretty dang cool. We have this question by Endukuba. What are some of the new battle techniques we can expect to see in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero? This is a great question. So based off the trailer, we know that we have the reflect system or the deflect system, right? Where Vegeta counters the Kamehameha Blast. But I think it would be cool if they add brand new features. For example, the Stamina Break from Xenoverse 2. Of course, that wasn't in the Budokai Tenkaichi series. Or maybe even a Limit Burst system. I'm pretty sure Xenoverse got the Limit Burst idea from FighterZ, right? Isn't it called like the Burst feature or something like that? But it's already been stated that it's going to capture the elements of the original Tenkaichi series, but with modern day mechanics, right? If they have to take some from other Dragon Ball video games, I'm fine with that. I just want the gameplay mechanic to be extremely top-notch, fast-paced, you know, snap vanishing, perfect guarding, countering, deflecting, all that awesome stuff, you know, Stamina Break, Limit Burst. Imagine the gameplay potential. The potential is second to none. I can already imagine that right here, right now. As for this question, we have Alvinfly. Will Dragon Ball Sparking Zero have split screen local multiplayer? There it is again. We've been over that. A lot of people in the community would be really disappointed if it doesn't have it. We have Trivax. Dragon Ball Games has had some very cool exclusive characters drawn by Akira Toriyama. Ozoto, Android 21, Bonyu, and Shala. All right, so obviously Android 21 from FighterZ, Bonyu from Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, and Shallot from Dragon Ball Legends. I don't know who Ozoto is. Oh, it's this guy from Dragon Ball Heroes, I think. Majin Ozatsu, Super Monster. He's a Majin that first appears in Dragon Ball Z VRVS. I have no idea what that is. Probably like a classic Dragon Ball game. But yeah, I know him from Super Dragon Ball Heroes. I think he was in one of the previous episodes. But yeah, that's cool. But anyway, moving forward, he says, can we expect a new one for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero? That would be epic. Whoa, that would actually be cool. Next, we do have Levi. Why did you not add Rage Trunks to Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2? A very valid question, if I do say so myself. Obviously, they could have just removed the pupils and added a blue aura, but they didn't even do that. We just got the basic Super Saiyan Awoken skill for DBS Trunks. Hopefully in Sparking Zero, though. The Savior Sparking Zero. I can't wait. Next, we do have a question from Crystal Mods. What is the likelihood of including characters from the Dragon Ball Super manga or Dragon Ball Hero game series to mainline Dragon Ball games, such as Granola, Moro, or Xeno Goku? A very awesome question. Hopefully they do answer this one. But as we all know, they don't normally adapt content from the Dragon Ball Super manga. Very unfortunate, I know. We would all like to see Ultra Ego Vegeta, even Super Saiyan Goku Black. Yeah, that's actually a perfect example. So obviously, Goku Black has a Super Saiyan transformation in the manga, and that's been done a while ago. That's old news, and we still don't even have that in Xenoverse 2 Fighters. I don't even think Dokkan Battle has Super Saiyan Goku Black. So that's like proof that they don't normally adapt content from the manga. And if they ever do, I honestly feel like Dokkan Battle will be the first, just because they have literally all the other characters from like even Super Dragon Ball Heroes, right? Don't they do collabs from other Dragon Ball games as well? Legends, Xenoverse? Yeah, it's crazy what they can do, but for other Dragon Ball games, not as free. I don't think they just don't have the license. I don't know how all that works, but you know what I'm trying to say? It will be epic, don't get me wrong, but we don't even have Super Saiyan Goku Black. Hopefully Sparking Zero fixes all of that, right? Imagine Moro, rejuvenated Moro, full power Moro, Granola, Gas, True Ultra Instinct, UE Vegeta. To be fair, if they ever adapt the Dragon Ball Super 2 anime, I know that's not going to be happening anytime soon because we're getting the web anime Dragon Ball Daima, but if they also stay behind Sparking Zero as long as it did for Xenoverse 2, 7+ years of DLC content, right? So if we get a 7+ years of DLC content for Sparking Zero, and if they adapt Super 2, the anime, then we could potentially see Ultra Ego Vegeta, all those guys, as DLC characters, you know what I mean? But then again, it necessarily wouldn't be content from the Dragon Ball Super manga because we would have an anime of it. And then, as we all know, they always adapt things from the movies and anime. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's just what I thought at the moment. But, very awesome question. Oh, we got this awesome video of Trunks defeating... I always forget his name, man. I know it's not Kogu, but I think that's like his other name. Does he have two names? Oh, it's Gokuya. Yeah, it's Gokuya. Anyway, we do have this question by Khaled Brooks. Will we get a lot of costumes for all the characters? Very awesome question. Tenkaichi had a lot, but not as many as the newer games. BoJack Trunks would be awesome. Yeah, this is a perfect example because it's not only the costume itself, it's also the character design. Because obviously the original Future Trunks hairstyle is different from BoJack Future Trunks' hairstyle, because this resembles more of Broly's hair, which is spiky all over the place. Another example would be Goku's Super Saiyan form. We all know the modern day Super Saiyan, but if we can get a classic outfit variation of the OG Super Saiyan Goku, you know, Tenkaichi 3, he goes by Goku Mid, that would be my main character, I think. But yeah, very awesome question right here. We definitely need to see all the different outfits and variations of specific characters. Question by Zekken1. Question to Ryumitsu. What have you learned about what to do and what not to do from your previous works at Spike Chunsoft, including Jump Force? Yeah, I know that they focused a lot on CACs. They had it in One Punch Man, A Hero Nobody Knows, and Jump Force. So I don't think they're going to be doing that at all for Sparking Zero. It doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. Plus, I think they should just save that and leave it for the Xenoverse franchise. Totally different series. You know, we have Sparking Zero, a traditional Dragon Ball game, a 3D arena battle, and then we have Xenoverse with, you know, custom characters. It's more like an MMORPG, I believe, with its own unique story continuity, stuff like that. We have Makai-san. Will we be able to play online at launch of game with friends? I'm pretty sure they're referring to Sparking Zero, but a very valid question, because to this day, we still don't have an invite button feature in Naruto Storm Connections. I've noticed that recently, right? It's kind of like this trend going on for some games, not just the anime games, but for others. I remember they drop games incomplete. Like, some games don't have the story mode until later on. You know what I'm saying? Like, some games are just incomplete sometimes. It's strange. It's definitely strange. But I do have faith in Sparking Zero. I feel like it's going to be complete just because it's been in the works for 5+ years. We have, when is the release date for Sparking Zero? A question by Yante. Hopefully they drop this within the official trailer, if we even get one during the Battle Hour 2024. Is there a possibility of the Budokai series making a return? Also, that would be great. Imagine a Budokai Tenkaichi 4, or a Budokai 4, not Tenkaichi, or an Infinite World 2, or maybe even a Burst Limit 2. Because all three of those series are kind of similar. Well, technically Infinite World is Budokai 4, right? But yeah, any one of those games making a return would be epic as well. That's what needs to happen. Just create a sequel to all of the older games. We're already getting Sparking Zero, so now it's Budokai 4's turn, and then a Battle of Z2, a Burst Limit 2, a Raging Blast 3. Just make it all happen. How much of the story does Sparking Zero cover? Yeah, so we kind of went over this already, but it would be epic if it starts at the very early days of OG Dragon Ball to the very end of Dragon Ball Super, the Tournament of Power, or technically the Broly movie. That's, we know that they're confirmed. So yeah, the very beginning to the very end, that will be epic, man. The storyline needs to be at least 25 hours. No, I'm just playing. I don't know how long, but we have Time Patroller Yuka. I have a question. What is the situation on the sequel to Xenoverse 2? Let's go. Notice how they didn't say Xenoverse 3, but the sequel to Xenoverse 2. Hey, man, if they give us something in regards, well, I don't think so, just because we're barely going to be getting info about DLC 17, but you never know. It doesn't hurt to ask. That's for dang sure. Is there any plans to get Dragon Ball Heroes content in Xenoverse 2? Ooh, very interesting. As we all know, again, going back to DLC 17, we have that mysterious Wario with the Super Saiyan Rose aura, Time Patroller Breaker aura, or even Ultra Ego aura. We're not entirely sure, but a lot of people have been speculating that that could be a character from the Heroes series, specifically, what's his name? Time Breaker Rose Goku Black. But I think it's personally Vegeta or Bardock. Not necessarily Ultra Ego Vegeta, but just, you know, the normal character. But if it is, then that will be like an open door to a lot more DLCs for Xenoverse 2, because they have a lot to take from. I mean, we have a whole Dragon Ball Heroes anime. So if they do include Heroes content, I'm there for it. I think it'll be epic. Will the next generation version of Xenoverse 2 have an updated graphics and textures? Oh, very interesting question. Obviously, I know nothing about the next-gen consoles, but I think it's basically going to look the same, but just with updated resolution. Something similar to DBZ Kakarot. You know, the graphics are just better. So yeah, updated graphics for sure. Not entirely sure about textures, but that's just my 2 cents. What is your favorite Dragon Ball story arc? Will Sparking Zero have alternate costumes for characters? We went over that already. We have Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, 2 questions only. Will future Gohan, Gine, both normal Zamasu, Fusamasu, Goku, Hits, and even Kefla come to the game? I'm pretty sure Kefla, Hits, Goku Black, Zamasu, Fusamasu, and future Gohan are a given. So we're seeing a lot of the same questions now. Will there be a world tournament mode by 6 worlds? Will there be content from Dragon Ball Daima in the game? Now, it's not been officially confirmed, but by the homie DBS Hype, it has been leaked that we're going to be getting content from OG Dragon Ball GT, and even Daima. Maybe not in the base game, but DLC, potentially. characters / transformations exclusive to the Dragon Ball Super manga. We went over that. Will there be local multiplayer? How long is the story mode? Will there be a possible tag team element to the game? Oh, that's cool because they did Dragon Ball Tenkaichi tag team, right? I believe for the PlayStation Portable. Yeah, it was 2 versus 2 at the same time, something similar to Xenoverse 2. Hey, if they bring that back, that'd be cool. But it seems like we're getting to a bunch of repeats. Can you use the fusion technique in battles again in Sparking Zero? This will be epic. All right, yeah, this is cool. I'm looking forward to this. I can't wait for the 28th of January. I'm looking forward to all the video archives in regards to DBZ Kakarot, Sparking Zero, the producer panel. We're probably going to be reacting to it as soon as it drops on their official channel. This is just for fun. I just really wanted to see what the community questions were like. If you want your questions to potentially be answered, be sure to comment them down below over here on the official Dragon Ball Games Twitter page. This is it for today. Thank you guys for the immense support. I thought this was pretty dang fun, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!